Hey there folks, welcome back to the shop. Spring is upon us, which means summer is upon us, which means no more snowblower. Now I'm gonna put my snowblower away a little bit early this year, but I think I'm gonna put some positive vibes out into the universe that we aren't gonna need it. And frankly, we didn't need it all that much this year anyway. That being said, the process by which we put it away is basically what we're gonna call summerization. The same thing you would do for winterization of your lawnmower, boat, or what have you. So I'm gonna take you all through my process today. It's actually very, very simple. We will need a couple tools. We're gonna do an oil change and some other stuff. First things first, I'm gonna try to get some gas out of it. I guess there's like a heated debate as to whether or not you should empty the tanks. I don't empty the tank on my zero turn, my mule, the boat, and stuff like that. I just put fuel stabilizer in it. But for a small engine like a snowblower, if I had like a smaller lawnmower, I just don't see a good reason to leave the gas in there. So the gas that I have in there, of course, is always non-ethanol. That's what I put in all the small engine stuff, but I still don't think it's worth it to risk it. So let's get to work. Check this project off the list. As always, if you're into tools, EDC, or do-it-yourself projects, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and let's get to work. So I've got this cover on this thing, which of course is very useful in the winter, because when you're throwing the snow and it's hitting you in the face, this is nice to keep it away from you. But in the for the storage months, I like to take it down and put it in a box so that it doesn't get any rips or tears or anything like that. Oops. If you're ever looking for a nice piece of material to keep stuff like this together, this cord is very flexible. So it's like a, I don't know, I don't even know what you would call it. I guess it's like a cross between a bungee cord and a zip tie, but you can get it nice and tight, and it kind of holds everything together. I think these are available probably everywhere tools are sold. I got these ones at Home Depot, but if I can find a set on Amazon, I will share them with you. They come in all sorts of colors and sizes. I use them for tarps and then for stuff like this. So we'll get as much gas out of here with the transfer pump as we can. Then we'll take it outside and let it run until it's empty. Like I said, this gas is relatively new, ethanol free, so I'm fine to just throw this right in the lawnmower. I'm so very thankful to have a push button start machine, because pulling that cord is generally not that fun. So I've got the machine propped up on a couple of 2x4s. We'll let this drain. It actually looks pretty dark. I do this change every year. I'm actually a little bit surprised, so happy we're doing this. So even though I ran this thing till empty, I reinstalled the gas cap with this plastic bag on it. The oil has been drained. I disconnected the spark plug boot. Before I fill it with new oil, I want to tip it up, take a look underneath, see if we can get some white lithium grease in some of our gears down there, and then we could fill it back up. Today's going to be our first time actually making use of our little 1/4-inch stubby with the spanner. That's pretty nice. Once you get it nice and loose, you just use the spanner, take you the rest of the way home. So things are looking pretty good down here. I replaced this belt about maybe 2 years ago now. It still looks like it's in pretty good shape. So all I really want to do is get some grease on this gear, which we're going to use our white lithium WD-40. And then on this system, which I think that this is our flywheel? Someone let me know. I think this is our flywheel. So when we're in forward, this thing spins and it turns this, but then when you go in reverse, this moves over here to spin it in the opposite direction. And we're just gonna throw a little bit of our silicone on there because this is rubber after all. Just want to get it nice and clean, and then the cover that was on here is in pretty good shape, but we'll clean that as well. Now I don't want any of this grease to drip down onto our wheel here, so let's put this there. Well, our rag saved a little bit, but not a lot. So we do want to get this cleaned up. We don't want this wheel to be all greasy. Get some of the excess off there. We don't want it to collect dirt. And then the silicone, instead of applying it directly, I'm just going to put that on a little rag. Get this as clean as we can so we have a good mating surface. So I am that guy. I have kept every manual for every tool I've ever bought. For those of you who watched the most recent video, this is our die grinder manual. Most of them, I don't find myself referring back to all that often, frankly. But there are a few, and the snowblower is one of them. Here we go. 4-cycle Snow King. 1 5/8 pints, which is 26 ounces. This is the oil I'm going to use this year. Briggs & Stratton Premium 4-cycle Small Engine Oil. And I need 26 ounces, and this is a 48 ounce. So I need a little less than half of this. Or no, a little more than half of this. So when I went to the store the other day to buy oil for this thing, last year I had put in an ND10. I don't know, I bought it at O'Reilly Auto Parts. It just didn't seem like very good motor oil. So I had bought this Briggs & Stratton Premium Small Engine Oil, and this is just my inexperience. This says SAE 30, and I didn't read the back. But of course, as I'm looking at the manual, smart, and reading the back, SAE 30, your temperature gauge. This is really for use 40 degrees Fahrenheit and warmer. And of course, the snowblower is never 40 degrees when we're running that thing. Luckily, I have this full synthetic 4-cycle small engine oil, also Briggs & Stratton. This is SAE 5W30, and this should work fine in the snowblower. So I can actually use this maybe in the lawnmower this year. We'll see. I don't know if this is enough for that, but I think it is. But I have 2 containers of this, so I'm going to dump it in there. But if anyone has any recommendations, so this is a Tecumseh engine on the snowblower, but the Briggs & Stratton is what's on my zero turn. I guess that's why I keep buying it. So if you have any recommendations for oil for the snowblower, let me know. But for today, I'm gonna throw this 5W30 100% synthetic in there. And of course, I'm not gonna start this thing for, I don't know, hopefully a long time, 8 months. So I can always change it again if I have to in the end of fall, early winter, but I wanna get this done. All right, so that's about 24 ounces. Let's give this a check, see where we're at. All right, so guess what? Right in the center line. Now, I don't think I have a new spark plug for this, which I wish I did, because I truthfully, wow, what a piece of junk this Husky spark plug socket is. This piece just came right off. And you see, folks, this is why, even for DIYers, there's nothing wrong with buying Snap-on. Looks a little crispy. I'm gonna check and see if I have a new one. If I don't, I'm just gonna make sure this is gapped correctly, and then I can always throw a new one in there. It's not a big deal before next year. So even as I'm looking at the manual, I'm not sure what exactly spark plug I'm supposed to be using. But of course, you can see the old one on the left. Pretty crispy. And then the new one on the right. They should be gapped to 0.03, so I'm just gonna install the new one. I would really like to, from the manufacturer, hear exactly what spark plug I should be using, but I guess I installed this one last time back in 2022, so I'm gonna do it again. All right, so now that the oil's changed, there's no gas left, we got a new spark plug. All that's left to do is get it clean. Now that everything's nice and dry, we're just gonna hit it with some Meguiar's Ultimate Quick Wax, all on the metal. I'll do some plastic polish on these pieces and maybe hit the chute there with some silicone. Otherwise, this thing's ready to go in for the summer. Hopefully we don't need it for many, many months to come. Next video, I got to get my zero-turn lawnmower ready. I already hear one of the neighbors beat me to it, so I'm excited to start cutting the grass again. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.